Sinatra, when he got his degree here, was booed by the students.
Right.
And he said, "You better shut up, you're going to have to listen to my voice forever." Tweedledee,
Cakewalkers may come, cakewalkers may go, but I'm gonna tell you about a couple I
It's like
know.
really one of our favorite statues.
Speak for yourself.
It's kind of weird. It's we call it homoerotic or something about it.
Here they come, look at them demonstrating, going some. Ain't this
Are
a-
melting away. I want to make a start of it on old Broadway. New York, New York. These little towns. What's the rest of it? I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. So
So, I don't know the words.
fuck you, New York, New York. Nancy Sinatra, who is his daughter, sometimes comes here and sings. Hoboken often, which is where her dad grew up. And I was told he also had a model railroad set, and he added a town to this model railroad set, and it was Hoboken. For a long time, he would not come back here. His mother lived here, Dolly. Dolly died in a plane crash, I think.
He was attached to Hoboken, and Hoboken is attached to Frank. There are memorials, statues, drives, buildings, and it's all in the name of progress.
Well, Jim
Jim.
Hans is the Hoboken historian. John and I were working for a while at the centerfold at the Village Voice, and we did a piece called Hoboken, a Perfect Ordinary Place. This was sometime in the 70s, and the editor said, "Oh my God, now I think we've ruined Hoboken by exposing its loveliness." But we did feature a photograph of Jim Hans, the burly Hoboken historian who knows everything about Hoboken there is to know and has been around for a long time. And John, you said something. Oh, he has a beautiful wife, Polly, who wears her hair in a 1920s bob.
Beverly's daughter, her name is Polly, I think she's a Hoboken policewoman.
Uh-oh, we better leave. We should go find Hoop. I think he's lost.
No. I know. So I was telling you about Jim Hans. So eventually, his collection and his kind of really focus was to get this particular book about the 100 Hoboken firsts published. Now it's published, so he's having his party very soon.
Jim has come up with information that proves finally that this was the place where baseball had its first beginnings,
Oh, he got his
slippers.
Yeah. Was this welcome to the New World Order? Yeah.
That was Bush's thing. It's happening.
Yeah,
Save the mega corporations and the super rich, and everybody else can drop dead on the street.
Yeah.
This is the little store that is part of the house. It used to be a little store.
Candy store, yeah.
Like in the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Is that right? No. House of Seven Gables.
Yeah.
She had to, because of straitened circumstances, open a little store in the house. It's a fully articulated storefront, very tiny, kind of half size, and I guess it could have been a candy shop?
Yeah, well, it was a candy shop because the school is right here.
Yep.
But it used to be a side yard. This is a regular house with windows on four sides.
Yeah.
Which is odd,
Right.
for a city. Hoboken,
That's true.
and they just added this, turned it into a candy store, added that on. In 1919, from what we could tell,
Fantastic.
with paper in between the pipes and stuff,
During the Roaring Twenties.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
it was one of those prohibition
Candy
liquor
on top
place.
and liquor underneath. Yeah.
Jim, what is your take on modern civilization? Because we were just in Ocean Grove, and the hotels are all being turned into condos. Asbury Park could be called Condo Park. And nothing is a destination anymore. It's like I got mine. And
The destination is the real estate condo.
Jim, when did you start the Hoboken calendar shop where I got most of my Fortune magazines that I still have?
You're worth a fortune now. One of them went for
$1,000.
yeah, $1,000.
You know, I found #1 finally.
Oh,
it took
wow.
me years to find
Gee.
#1 Fortune, and it's not as great
It's
as
thin.
the later one. It's
Yeah.
thin,
Well,
I have it.
Yeah,
Fortune
they got a little
magazine
better. Yeah.
became the foundation
but it had the
for.
most beautiful paper.
Fortune magazine became the foundation for Bob's and my studies of the Depression era.
Want to hear my big fish story? I found a poster. We're in Atlantic City. It was an old bookstore, they're not there anymore. But in the window was an original Cassandra Normandy poster, and it was marked $4.
It's a travel poster.
Travel
right?
poster of the Normandy.
No, our original
Original.
from the
Oh.
period.
We're talking back in the 1980s. Anyway, then I go into the store and I say, how much is that poster? Even though I saw that it had a $4 price tag on it. She says, it's $4. And I said, I couldn't believe that I said this. I still can't believe that I said this. I said, would you take 3?
Oh.
And he said, yes.
I have it.
He said, yes.
Yes.
Haggling, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm done.
we turned around and sold it at that time to somebody in New Hope for $800. It's now worth about $15,000. Frank Sinatra. We should leave.
With Abbott
Jim
and
peace.
Costello.
Yeah, with Abbott Costello.
Both Jersey natives. There he is, on Hoboken Firsts. He knows.
Notice the light.
These are original 78s.
These look original, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. You give them jagged
Well,
edges?
Well, no, they happen to be jagged, so I just cut it along there. And
Well,
make
you
it
did
look
these for
real.
yourself.
Totally good.
Yeah, for myself.
It's Buck Rogers. A copy of the original without the flaky problem that you would have if you had the original.
Yeah, like
And the original is not worth anything anyway. You can't really do much with it. It's worth maybe what? Depends on how wonderful it is or how you like
Yeah,
it. Maybe
yeah.
$100.
And I can improve on the quality. I blew that up from
Here's
the
Dick
news.
Tracy.
You know how small that is.
Our
Great
dream of outer space. We don't want to go into outer space.
Well,
We might be in outer space.
And you're spaced out.
Did you wear your Woody Woodpecker t-shirt?
That's Mr. Horseback.
That's why I had an issue with I don't know if there was a comic strip, well, a comic book though, yeah,
Of what?
of Woody Woodpecker, but I don't think they had a comic strip. But
You don't think Woody was in the comics?
I don't think so. Woody in comic strips?
Yeah.
I never saw.
I think he was strictly a movie star.
This was his original magazine way back in the early days of Hoboken. His early days,
My
which
early
was
days.
the 60s, I guess. And it's all about old Hoboken stuff going on. I think this is Beverly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Beverly.
Here's Beverly.
That's a good one.
Wow. There's Beverly. The Georgia Peach.
I do these art cars. This is the only playing car I've had in years. And so the time machines where I had bands and I carpeted them with clocks and watches, like the entire car.
Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, thanks for coming by. Good to see you guys.
We'll see you Saturday. The book party.
Say hello to Beverly. You guys found a parking space. That's unbelievable. Right in front of the house.
We want to go to the Leo's Grandezvous restaurant, which is on 2nd and Grand, and they call it Grandezvous, even though it does not have a view of Grand Street. But it does have the Frank Sinatra wall, and we thought we'd go there to show you the Frank Sinatra wall.
Here, John?
It's up on the next corner, Bob.
Yeah.
See the next corner? To the right?
Why don't I get out?
It's up there.
And this was his favorite restaurant. And it's still here after 65 years. The entire jukebox is Sinatra. All you have to do is... I did it my way. New York, New York. What in the row? Fourth in the row. Okay. The house was right where it says no parking. And there's now a bar that's called From Here to Eternity. And that's what he won his Academy Award for, Maggio. We'll ask him about Frankie.
Have him tell you what that
Okay.
place is.
This place here, it used to be the museum. It used to be a museum
For
Yeah.
Sinatra.
for Sinatra, right?
Yeah.
But the guy, it's on 14th or 15th and Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
You know where the shipyard?
Yeah.
Okay, it's right there.
Yeah.
Because the guy that had it here, he got sick, so
Right.
he couldn't handle it. But now it's a regular club.
Is that
Yeah, right.
is that a bar?
No,
From
no,
Here to
it's just
Eternity?
It's a club.
No, it's like
club.
a
Sinatra Club? or-
No, regular association, like some kind of Italian.
I knew you were going to say
right,
Italian.
Right. I just know it's what it is.
Mafia.
No, Italian club. That's what it is. But it's hardly ever there.
You live right next to Frankie.
Yeah, well,
Must be a privilege.
my father knew him when they were kids.
He did?
Yeah,
Oh.
but his mother always took him to the city for singing lessons and
Yeah.
that's you're right, because he never hung out.
He was a busy kid.
He was being
Right,
groomed
right.
for
The way my
for
father
stardom.
told me, he never hung out with the guys because his mother was always taking him to.
Groomed for stardom.
Right,
Dolly
exactly,
Sanford.
right. She took him in. She took
Yeah.
him for auditions. She took him for piano lessons. She took him for voice
Now,
lessons.
did he
and
ever
shit.
play baseball?
No,
As far as
don't
I
think
know,
so.
I don't think so.
We came over here when he died.
Right.
And right,
who didn't?
They had us flowers and lit bottles of
Right, they do
club
that-
bourbon.
Really? And a pack of cigarettes to go on the floor. right. They had a pack of cigarettes on the floor. Yes. Yeah. Matter of fact, they had maybe 4 or 5 years ago. They had his uncle came. They had
Yeah.
a thing here, and they closed the street off. They had people singing and whatnot.
Yeah, well, we saw Nancy
Yeah.
singing on Washington Street.
Really?
in that Hoboken
I haven't
Festival.
seen it. I swear to God,
Yeah.
you know, like
She was-
I believe that, you
the
know.
cops
She
took her in
looks
the
she
city.
looks
Oh, yeah.
terrific, and
Yeah.
she sings better than ever.
Big blonde hair.
And then
I
she
can
finally got to
imagine,
these boots are made for
Walking,
walking.
right,
And that's
yeah.
just what they'll do.
Yeah, this is
This is the
This
place.
is
This
it,
is
yeah.
this is the old
place.
neighborhood.
Well, everybody knows because the plaque is there on the sidewalk.
Oh, here it is, the walk of the star. The Voice was born here, 1415 Monroe Street, December 12th, 1915.
This is Journal Square, Jersey City.
Is this Kennedy Boulevard?
Yeah, we just keep going straight and.
No.
Yes,
The
it
only
is
way
Ken-
that I know how to get to the diner is to go straight
Bob,
down.
This is Sip Avenue. You go down Sip Avenue to West End Avenue. You turn left on West End. It's on West End Avenue.
I discovered this street by accident one day when I was taking Bob to
There's
the
the
airport.
sign.
And I left him off at Newark Airport and came in this way and discovered 2 fantastic ice cream parlors that were owned by the original German immigrants who opened them in the 19th century, and they were still serving their own homemade ice cream and homemade candies. One was called Schluer's, and the other was called Brummer's. And once I discovered Brummer's, I went there every 2 weeks for about 5 or 6 years before they finally closed. But both of these places were in neighborhoods that had been forgotten. There had been riots. The white people had moved away. It was a black, or in the case of up here on West Side Avenue, Indian neighbor people. And at the same time, I discovered the Miss America Diner, which is way down here on the West Side Avenue. And when I first saw it, I couldn't believe it because it said Miss America Diner in neon. It was just unbelievable.
Now wait, John, come here. Before we go in, we have to sing a song. Wait. Just around the corner, there's a rainbow in the sky. So let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie. Trouble's just a bubble, and soon the clouds will roll by. So let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie. Let a smile be your umbrella, though it's just an April shower. Even John D. Rockefeller has got to chase the blues away. Mr. Herbert Hoover says that now's the time to buy. So let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie, and at the Miss America Diner.
Jerry O'Mahony Inc., Elizabeth, New Jersey, manufacturer. Jerry O'Mahony Diner. Boomerang ceiling. Formica.
Huh?
The Formica is coral boomerang. See it?
I don't see any boomerangs.
You don't see the boomerangs up there? Look a little closer.
Careful, you get a boomerang around your head.
The coral boomerang formica is the most classic of all formicas. It's reproduced, but this here is original.
Food, fabulous food, we love diner food.
Dairy Queen, came in Dairy Queen in the 50s. So these old ice cream parlors were just, the last ones were the ones that were run by the original families or their children.
This was original. You don't think it is when you see the top there? Everything is stainless steel because it was easy to clean.
Well, I always kind of liked the Hoppy, Hopalong Cassidy. Hoppy, Hoopy.
We met the guy.
I always had a costume when I was small.
Hopalong Cassidy.
Oh yes, that was the thing in the 50s. All the kids had their Roy Rogers or their Hopalong Cassidy uniforms and go out and play guns.
Shredded Ralston for your breakfast. Starts the day off shining bright. Gives you lots of cowboy energy and a flavor that's just right. It's delicious and nutritious, bite-sized and ready to eat.
Take a tip from Tom, go and tell your mom. Shredded Ralston KBB.
That was Tom Mix's theme song on the radio. You remember Tom Mix on the radio? No, you're too young. I don't even remember him. Look at that. Homemade yogurt pie. So it's because we sang
really
that
good.
song, Let's Have Another Cup of Coffee, Let's Have Another Piece of Pie. Somebody up there heard it, right?
Yeah, right. I still got money for ice cream. We're gonna go to an ice cream parlor next. I don't know how I'll be able to take it in. Bloomfield. Holston's Brookdale Ice Cream Parlor. And they make their own ice cream and their own chocolate. So if you got a hot sundae. The Blue Room. The Blue Room. Maybe in the 90s they added this edition, this blue edition. Very cold in here.
We're still eating this delicious pie. Good. Arguing over the bill. You gotta have a gimmick if you wanna get ahead. The movie was with Natalie Wood, and Rosalind Russell played Gypsy's mother. And, originally Ethel Merman, the great Ethel Merman on Broadway, and Angela Lansbury played it. Bette Midler played that role. And the latest was Bernadette Peters as Mama Rose. And the song the Gypsy sings is, you gotta have a gimmick if you wanna get ahead. And the gimmick was bumping and grinding, of course.
It's hard to say, but it's called the New Jersey City University. And it's a big campus for Jersey City kids, college kids, and they're the mainstay of the Miss America Diner. Without the kids and the college, there'd be no business in the diner, but we're lucky. It's a very nice, viable college. We have a friend who teaches creative writing there. Just Lanza wrote Elevator Music. Big hit.
This is my newest persona. I am now Hoop King of the Techno Visionaries. And this is my little Andy Warhol Andy Warhol portrait made out of techno trash. Here's his camera, his tape recorder, and it's my little Andy.
She better go to the road again. Da 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 da. Willie Nelson. We're on the road again. Another Jersey joint. 100 places to go.
And the most embarrassing part is it's not an art car. But soon it will be.
He's gonna paint it. He's gonna paint it fuchsia.
My God, why keep it the way
Why don't we turn it into a Mickey Mouse car?
Yeah.
It just better work, otherwise we're in trouble. Yep. Here's Minnie again. This is my little Minnie dog. Mom isn't with us anymore, but I still have my Minnie dog. Yeah. Kissy, kissy, kissy. Yeah. This is some of my latest artwork. I've been doing this work out of techno trash. Keyboards, iPods, mouse, computer parts. And I'm doing various portraits. This is my Salvador Dali portrait. And my Basquiat portrait over here. And various other things. I'm making these large frames, and I'm going to have some primitive heads in the middle. That's why I call it techno-visionary. Techno material. Visionary artwork is like primitive, untrained artwork, and that's this type of thing. Here is my techno trash New Jersey. This is the shape of New Jersey. Techno trash. That will go inside of one of my frames. Woohoo! I'm making a Louis Armstrong over here. It's going to be, eventually, this is the parts that will be made of. This will be his horn. Louis' horn. In the last section, I told you about some of the gravestones I was going to be doing. Here are some various gravestones.
Rita
Here's
Hayworth.
the gravestone of Frank
Francis
Sinatra.
Albert Sinatra.
Frankie.
And it
Frankie
says,
Sinatra.
"The best is yet to come," his epitaph. Rita Hayworth.
What is Sinatra's last date?
To
of birth?
yesterday's companionship and tomorrow's reunion.
And Rita and Frank were in a movie together.
Betty
Pal
Davis.
Joey.
Betty Davis.
She did it her way.
She did it the hard way, you mean? The hard way.
The hard way. Right.
Gilda Radner Wilder. I met her.
And this is one of my favorites. Mel Blanc's. That's all, folks. Courier knives. Together again.
They made the greeting card.
Were they
And they're in the same graveyard.
Wow.
Very good.
I wanted to do some famous women artist gravestones.
Yeah.
And I look, and most of them were cremated. Georgia O'Keeffe, this one, that one, and the other one. There's no gravestones. There might be a memorial somewhere.
Yeah.
But the headstones.
You went to Andy Warhol's grave, didn't you?
That's out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And where did you get Rita Hayworth?
She's way out there, California.
Betty Davis eyes.
Well, how did you get out to California?
On the internet.
Oh!
Here's Hoopy as Hoppy. Peter Paul Sans Mary.
Yeah. He does. He's never made one. I got a apprentice. He's never made a black and white soda. I don't know what I'm gonna get now.
Not your style. Cakewalking, baby, it's from home.
He's getting a dust or something.
No shake, I hate them.
What's your candid? What do you say?
The just like chocolate ice cream melted into one big blob.
But it's pretzel, it's not
Very tasty.
Learner's permit. You'll get that when you're 16.
There's a new thing where guys, they don't like 4 guys in a car and stuff because they get drunk.